So the ropes, ropes on the boat, some should be stretchy, like this ones, they should be stretchy, because this is the line you put ashore, like for docking, and then it should be a little bit stretchy, so like it takes off, the pressure. But let's say the halyards, it should be Dynamo line, it shouldn't be stretchy, because otherwise all the sails are gonna be, it doesn't work. So on the boat, we have stretchy lines, and then Dynamo lines, which don't stretch, they're like steel cable, they don't stretch at all. Now, what do you do with these lines? You just coil them. So, there's many ways. I'll show you how I do. So I just do, see, like these nice loops. It kind of looks nice. I see there's many methods. Every captain has its own. It's kind of like this one. And then once I go here, and like you must go across. You see, this is the critical point that you cross. If you go like, if you don't cross, everything's gonna fall apart. So this is the key point. Cross and then keep it tight. Do a couple, the more the better, and then pull it through. See? And now this rope is good. So I can throw it, I can pick it up. It doesn't fall apart, that's important. Some people coil and then put it on the floor, and then once you lift, everything is like this. You lift and everything falls apart. Terrible. This one is never gonna happen. And then, you see, I just usually hang them somewhere, just like this, but never in front of the boat, you see? If you do this, it's gonna fall one day, get in the propeller. So I usually just hang them on the back of the boat, and when they're wet, you just don't wanna put them in any storage, because now they're gonna mold. So you should dry them out. So we usually just keep them hanging out on the back, because we use them regularly, they get wet all the time, just dry out, although they're on the sun, but they're good for many years, even if we keep them on the sun. So the knot I use to hang it is like, just like a Fender knot, you see? It's this knot, nothing special. And then I was thinking, you see, like a new system. So that's another line. And I just like done this for the first time, and I kind of like it. So you can go like this. So I start one a little bit longer, one a little bit shorter, and I just start coiling double. I just figured out this today. It's actually, twice as fast. See how cool is this? See? And then I take the longer part, and I just do the same. I have to cross here. See, this is the key thing. Okay, I should have a little bit more line, but it's gonna be okay. And then I go through. See? It was as fast as this one. I mean, it was double the fast, twice as fast. And you see, it looks just the same. Maybe this one looks even nicer. And then there's another good trick. So let's say, see this rope? This is the sheet for the code 0. And so once you nicely coil it, which I have just shown, see? I have to put it somewhere. I cannot really remove it. I don't want it to fall in the water. So I do this trick, see? I go across and I pull it under. See this? This is so good. This is like never ever gonna fall in the water. And you can leave it in front because it's not gonna get in propeller. Like no way, if you've done it correctly. Well, there's always a way. But this is a great method. Now, see this, we call it Ypsilon. I think people call it bridle. Call it Ypsilon. See, once I pull it out, I just hook this here, pull the other end, and I basically do the same knot. It's like the Fender knot, or the one I use for the ropes. You see, I go over, and although it looks like a mess, but it's basically the same knot, but it's just like done with 2 ropes. And the same then here is the same. You see, it's like what I do is I do kind of a Fender knot, but I go with, see, I have a line like this, or in the middle, and I do all the same. You see, it's like same as the Fender knot. You see? But then, when you go on the like thicker, it's not a thin wire, but it's thicker. Always do, like the safety. For some reason, because that's what I do with the fenders. See, like this is this fat fender. I love these fenders because when they're in between the boats, they roll. If you have the thin one, it just scratches, no, but this one, when you go, this is the boat, you see, it's rolling, and it's kind of really good, and it keeps more distance, you see, the thin ones are half, so this one is great to have it forward and backwards. Now, with the fenders, see, is this fender knot, I don't know the English word, but anyway, you'll see. So when I go on this thin wire, see, I'll just go, okay, I'll put it lower down so it's easier to work, see? So when tying a fender, you go, I do this knot, you see, I go, it's a fender knot. See, everybody knows this one. And if it's on the thin one, it holds. Like, you can do the safety around the rope, or you can do like safety, like the third one here. But you know, when it's like this, it's good. But then be careful when you go on these rails, which are fatter, and if you do just a normal, for some reason, always slips. It seems good, right? But it always slips. So I always do a safety, and I like to do the safety around the rope. It just seems like this is a better solution. Now this, you're never gonna lose a fender. Now what some people do is, and then my hair goes like this, gray, terrible thing. So what they do is, they start normally, but then they do this. And this is, mamma mia, I like, don't do this, you see, because very quickly, you see somebody just plays, pulls, it's gone. Another thing is, if I see people doing this, now you don't know, like, what's this, like, but if it's like this, see, I see from far away it's good, and then like this, safety one, I just see from far away it's all good. But then sometimes people do, you know, the safety, now the normal, but then they do safety like this. Now you're not sure, is it this safety or is the original one, and the kid comes, oh, that's fun, you know, let's play, everything goes away. I've seen so many people, professional skippers doing it. My hair goes like this, you see? When I get a boat after a skipper like that, I'm like, why? You know, like, how many fenders have we lost? Oops, so let's put it back how it should be. Safety. So, you know, think about this. And then there's a great trick. It's called lasso. So, let's say you're on the pier and you cannot go off the boat, right? I have to throw a line over the cleat. So now I'm on the boat, this is C, and this small cleat is gonna be the cleat. So you start by doing very big loops, and you have to do very nicely. As nicer it is, the nicer it is, the easier it is. Okay? And then, of course, one end has to be connected to the cleat of the boat. So I'll do this something quickly. Anyway, so now, so this is the boat, that's the pier, and I put this double, hold this end, maybe like this. Now watch carefully what's gonna happen on that cleat. I have a line ready now and I have to swing. So I don't do just this, doesn't go. See, I do a swing slowly and then I throw and open, okay? It's not just this. So, tangle a little bit. See, I go backwards, nice swing, and I just throw it over. See, so easy. I pull, and then I can tie it on my boat. It's like, it's so easy, it's the best method ever. So all I can do is just this. You just hop, throw it around, as easy as this. See, you pull it, and then you put it back on the cleat. How to tie a rope to the boat. So this is the cleat, and I have a rope. Now many people do this, and just do a bow line, see? It's like, it's okay, you know, it's like most of the people will do that. It's all fine, it's gonna hold. It's not my preferred one. I would maybe do this when I dock the boat for the winter, but not for daily use. So never do like this. See, now the pressure is here and it's a big leverage. If you do this, it has to be like this, okay? So the leverage is here and not here breaking the cleat. So this is very dangerous to break. Now what's the problem with these knots? Let's say I'm leaving the marina and the rope on the pier, you know, gets stuck. You see, it's stuck somewhere. I cannot pull. Now, I cannot release this one because everything gets under tension. You see, I cannot put it down, and this knot is going to be too much because the rope is going to be stretched. I'm trying to leave the marina, and you need the knife. See, you're in trouble. So that's why I don't like this one. This is the biggest thing. Now, some people then would do around. You see, thinking, oh, it's so easy. You see, and then if there's a problem, I can put it off. Okay, it is easy. But when there's a lot of pressure, again, are you going to be able to pull it off? Maybe not. Now, there's another method, and this is like the worst one. This is where my hair goes gray. So people do this. And usually the guys are very proud when they're doing this and like, hey, I'll show you how it's done. You look at this. Magic. See? Look at this. Look at this. I go through, I go around. Wow. You see this? That's how the real pros do it. Like, please don't do this, you know, it's, I mean, you can do it for the winter, but again, the same problem, you see, you won't be able to release when it's needed. It looks really good, and it's usually something that the experienced skipper will show you, like, hey, this is so cool, and how did you do it? Don't do this. I mean, it's okay for the winter, but not for daily usage. So, how to do it? How I do it? I always tie a rope to the cleat. I have to go from this side, and I go like this, and I go like this. See how nicely it looks? And on this boat, so you have always to think the thickness of the rope, how big the cleat is. For this boat particularly, this is great. Like, it's always gonna hold. Now, there's a couple of tricks. You see? It should be in this direction. But if I tied it like this, and I'm gonna pull that direction, see, it's not the same. This is not the same as this. Let's go again, okay? So now let's say the rope is gonna be from that direction. Again, you see, I'm gonna go from this side, across, and do this. See, this is okay. And always leave enough of this rope, you know, hanging. Now this is good, okay? But what you don't wanna do is to go like this and then immediately up. You see? If you do this, now the pressure of pulling to the cleat is high. So that's why, if you noticed, I always go around. It doesn't have to be all the way, but it has to be this much, and then you go zigzag, you see? Because now the center of effort is low. But if I go directly up, which many people do, you see now the rope goes high up, see? Like this, and now the center effort is this much higher, and your cleat might break, you know, sideways. So that's why I don't do that. Now I'm gonna explain you why I always, not always, but many times I tie the rope to the cleat. So in case, let's say we're now leaving, and we have a very small ring there. So not this big one, but very small ring. And now, of course, we're leaving, so I'm gonna pull this part, you know, because I wanna get a rope, of course, it's easy. Now it gets stuck there, because there's a small ring for every reason. Now, if I wanna, and that would be of course tension, right? Because the boat would be leaving, so suddenly we're like stuck. Now, if you have a bowline here, you won't be able to untie it. But if you did this, you see, it's very easy to release, let it go, the rope is gonna stay there, you're gonna go out and come later for the ropes. So now, how to pass a line? So let's say this is my boat, say I'm on my boat, and I want to pass to somebody who's on the pier. So my boat ends here, this is the water, and there's the pier. So I connect it to one side. We just talked about how to do it. Then you should get your rope ready. See? You get the rope ready by nicely coiling it. And then you can also leave it ready, you see, like this. This is the prepared thing. So when you come, just pick it up, and you're ready. If it's a mess, it's not gonna work. Now, you need a lot of rope on this side. It has to be very loose. If this is tight, see, you're gonna throw, it's not gonna work. And you need a space. See, if you're gonna like go backwards and hit here, it's not gonna work. Again, don't do this. You have no strength doing this, doesn't work. And that's what people do, they just do this. Terrible. Just do a long swing. Take your time. One, see, take your time, long swing. And then when the guy is ready, you gently pass the line. See? And then don't hit the person in the head. You should be aiming here. Many people put like this, the rope, and you're aiming to go like across. Because don't throw it directly in his head. That's what people do. They're trying to aim into the person, which makes sense because you want to pass it to him, but then you finish hitting him in the head and he's not going to be happy. So try to go sideways or over the hand, or just a little bit like here on the floor, and then when the rope falls, he can like stop it with the leg, picking up. But just don't go, you know, for the head. And then it's all about the preparation. So for the lasso, you do the same. You get your rope ready and you put it nicely on the floor. And then you're docking and you're alone. You come forward, hold this line, hold this, and you're ready, see, to do a lasso. And you see it goes so nicely over the cleat. Jesi uhvatila sad ovaj cleat. See? And you're done. It's so easy.